Welcome to Module 6, where we will be discussing nutrition strategies for results optimization. We will be using the foundation that we've already discussed to dive deeper into not just telling you about the foods, but how to utilize it effectively to get you the results in the body that you want. If nutrition plays an important role in your development, how, when, what to eat is even more important. So we'll be diving into timing of when you should be eating. We'll be diving deeper into what supplements I would recommend and what supplements I use and what supplements you should use based off your goals, obviously. And then also how to stay consistent with your diet plan and move forward towards your goals. All right, guys, so let's get into it. Let's not waste no more time and get you guys with the first thing. Okay, so one of the most predominant questions I always receive is post-workout meals and pre-workout meal. When should you be eating prior to in accordance to your workout? All right, so let's answer that question. And again, guys, take this with a grain of salt. This is all personal preference on what fits you. But understanding this information, it's like fine-tuning your body to operate effectively based off your goals. So I'm just relaying the science and the information here, and it's up to you and the group to take this information and tailor it to your life and your goals. So your pre-workout meal, what is the purpose? The purpose of pre-workout meal is to fill the body prior to going into your workout. For some of you, you prefer to eat before, right? But you got to understand how to eat effectively prior to going to the gym. You don't want to go to the gym on a full stomach, as that could be detrimental to your training. Bloating, such as bloating, nausea, throwing up, depending on how intensive the exercise is. So as far as carbohydrates, you should be consuming a light amount of carbohydrates 1 to 3 hours prior to you going to the gym, because carbs are the energy source, fuel source that your body prefers. So specifically complex carbs is good for you to consume at least 1 hour, or better yet, 3 hours prior to you going to the gym. And what that's going to do is going to give you the energy to last longer throughout your workouts, right? Protein. You can't go wrong consuming protein, because it's the building blocks of the muscles. Your body needs it, whether it's pre-workout or post-workout. Your body needs it. It's a necessity. But if you're going to consume prior to a workout, again, you want to follow the rule of thumb of 1 to 3 hours prior to you going to the gym, so that by the time you get there, your body has already put it to work and has that fuel source and energy source. And specifically when consuming protein prior to you working out, as you work out and break down and deteriorate the muscles, you have that source of building blocks already there on standby, which can speed up your recovery when you leave, right? And, studies have shown that whenever we work out excessively, our body, and we have work out on an empty stomach, our body goes into this states where it's searching for nutrients, that it actually starts breaking down muscles and pulling from the muscles to take away from it. So post-workouts is good depending on the timing in which you're eating, right? You don't want to eat at least hour before your workout, right? You want to give your body time to digest this food, so you're not eating working out on a full stomach. It doesn't feel good. You're not you want to push through the workout because you're full. As a matter of fact, when we consume and we eat, our body go into rest mode, because it takes a lot of energy to digest the food, right? So if you're spending, your energy expenditures is elevated due to your body processing and digesting the food, and then you're going and trying to work out, it just doesn't align. It doesn't make sense, right? So slow down, minimum of an hour prior to your workout, and it'll be beneficial to you. Now, as far as post-workout meals, you can, if you're going to go work out prior to eating, one, like I just stated earlier, make sure you're not absolutely hungry to the point where your body starts breaking muscles just to sustain you throughout the workout. If you are going to go that route, example, have a light snacks, oatmeal, and feel your body and just give it something to work on as you are going, because the workout is going to require energy. So you're going to need carbs, you're going to need protein, and a small amount of fat, right? So if you prefer to eat after your workout, just make sure you're not working out on an empty stomach and you're not starving, hungry prior to going there. But again, the rule of thumb is at least 2 hours post-workout to eat that meal, and that's going to start aiding in the recovery process and assisting you to build, gain, and maintain your muscle a lot faster. And you can eat the right carbs, you can eat the right protein, you can eat some fats, right? But depending on whether you choose to eat prior to or after, that's the main problem. Now, let's talk about what I do. Break my meals into 2 phases of the day. As you guys are all aware, and if you're not, I intermittent fast throughout the day, every single day. I eat one solid meal, which is post-workout, but I make sure I get my supplements in the morning period of my day. Total caloric intake daily is around 5,000 calories, and that's broken into 2 portions. Beginning half of the day, which is about 2,500 grams, and then the rest of the day to finish off for the total of 5,000 by the end of the day. And that first portion of the day, the calories is consumed in liquid form from supplements, and we'll get more in depth in the next as far as what supplements I use and what supplements I recommend. We'll talk about that. But just giving you guys a point of reference based off of my experience, that first portion is liquid form supplements due to the fact that it's easily digestible. It gets straight to the point where it's just feeding my body the right nutrients that it needs to perform and be optimized. My protein shake consists of high amount of protein, carbs, as in oats, granola, stuff like that, antioxidants, as in berries, fruits, and that's enough to hold me from about post run, which my runs ends around like 7 to about 1 o'clock, which is when I have my first actual snack, and then proceed to my workout around 5:30 to 6 o'clock. All of these, if you guys are really interested in seeing a full day of eating, it's on my YouTube channel. You can go and check it out, and you'll see like what I do throughout the whole day, and that should be able to give you guys a point of reference. But as far as your goals, you got to understand what you're looking for, right? And intermittent fasting is an advanced level. We'll do a whole nother course on that by itself, right? Because there's just so much information and so much things that go into that I don't want to just lightly touch on it here, right? I want to dive deeper into it in a whole nother course. But it's a whole eating strategies that, if done incorrectly, can harm you and do more harm than good. So I recommend for all beginners starting off to come up with a decent meal plan where you eat at least a minimum of 3 times a day, but strategizing your eating in a timely manner, incongruent to your workouts, is essential. Whether that's post-workout or pre-workout meals, it's still beneficial. They all serve the same purpose, honestly. As long as you're not eating right before workout, or even if you eat immediately after a workout, right? If you work out and you're hungry and starving and you go and eat immediately, that's still good. What I recommend for beginners that are just starting their journey, I recommend you snack, give yourself a light snack prior to the workout, like at least 2 hours prior to your workout, then eat immediately after your workout. In doing so, 1, you prevent fatigue and low energy and give your body the fuel and substance it needs to carry you throughout that workout. And then 2, immediately your body go into this hunger state where it's looking for nutrients, it's looking to replenish itself and start rebuilding all the damages you've done in the gym. So as soon as you get home and you eat that meal, it's putting it straight to work. And then as you're relaxing, right, your body can take its focus on maintaining you and just focus on digesting the food. But make sure it's healthy food, your good carbs, high protein, and a decent fats, good fats, right? And good fats will break a whole nother course on that, so you guys know what I'm talking about. But this purpose of this is just to give you an oversight. But in conclusion, on your timing and eating, I would recommend that's what you do for beginners. I'll see you guys in the next one. Next, we will discuss supplements. What works, what doesn't work, and how to implement it into your life and what I recommend. All right. Now, when discussing supplements, that's just what the name says, right? Supplement to your diet, add on to your diet. In no way, shape, and form should you replace your actual meal with supplement, right? Supplements first started with whey isolate, and is a byproduct of dairy, right? When going through the cheese production process, that the waste material from the milk is what whey is created into. The government used to spend monies getting rid of it and wasting it, but somewhere down the line somebody discovered that you can actually take that product, dry it out, turn it into powder form, and be used to supplement your diet as a source of protein, which launched a whole massive industry as we now know as the supplement industry. Do I recommend supplements? 100%. I personally use supplements throughout my diet, and the conveniency of it is just far greater than constantly eating all those meals, right? The amount of time it would take to get the dietary protein that my body required if I was getting it solely from meals would just be too great and too expensive, right? Then if I can just go and consume some whey protein and get it digested faster, right? And save me a lot of times than sitting down. But that doesn't take away from the fact that you still need to eat. So let's dive more deep into what types of supplements forms are there. There are multiple forms, right? But we'll stay with the basic, which is whey protein, casein, and then you have your plant-based vegan options, right? I'm not going to speak on the vegan stuff because that's not my forte, and I'm not going to speak on stuff that I don't know. You can do your research if you want to go that route. Matter of fact, I'll put some stuff down there in the PDF for you to read. I'm going to speak on the two that I do know, which is whey and caseins. Those are the two that I use, and that's what I've been implementing into my nutrition plan. So whey protein is fast digestive. It's meaning once you consume it, your body, especially in liquid forms, your body goes to work and can put it to work very, very fast at a light amount of energy uses, right? That's why it became so much popular, because especially now in our era, in our days, everybody wants quicker results, right? So how do you implement whey protein? Post or pre-workout during the day. You can take it whenever it's protein. Just make sure it's adequate to your nutrition plan and it meets the amount of protein you need to consume, right? Depending on which supplements you got, it has all the nutritional facts on there and how many grams of protein is in each scoops. Now you have casein protein. Casein is a slow digestive protein that is used for muscle recovery over time. When would you be taking it? It's preferred to be taken at night when you're falling asleep, when you're asleep or as you're sleeping. So you're constantly giving your body the nutrition that it needs to keep building and recovering. So in my application, in my regimen, what I'll do is I take the whey protein during the day, and then when I go to sleep, to keep me from losing muscle mass, I drink some casein protein as I sleep, so my body is constantly having a nutritional source to keep building. All right. But specifically for me, what I use is mass gainer, and all mass gainer is whey protein with carbs and a lot more calories. In order for me to reach my caloric intake goals of 5,000 calories and not spend 6, 7, 8 meals consuming solid foods, right? Because you guys know I only consume 1 meal a day. I have to implement the supplement, which is mass gainer, into my diet. And that has helped me a lot, especially in the timely manner, because I can make it after my run and drink that slowly so my body can put it to work throughout the day and not have to sit there and consume so much meal. But I still consume 1 meal a day, and I just do it strategically based off of my goals, right? So those are the two major protein supplements that I would recommend to you. Whey protein during the day and casein during the night, depending on what your goals are. Next up, this is a touchy subject for so many people, and it's just only because they're not educated on this subject and they don't know, and they're just following what he says and she said, right? What am I talking about? creatine. One of my favorite supplements. My fitness journey changed drastically when I implemented creatine into my nutrition plan. See, I was working out and I was seeing some results, right? I was seeing some results, but I wasn't moving as fast as I wanted to. And at that time, I wasn't educated on what creatine was. I would listen to everybody like, don't take creatine. It's like drugs. You know, creatine is not like drugs. Creatine is one of the most researched supplements in the fitness industry. And all the research are proven for it to be natural, healthy, and positively affect your body. Matter of fact, creatine is found in natural foods as well. Natural protein, right, have creatine, and our body produces creatine, just not at the amount level that we would be consuming from the supplements. Like, depending on what brand you go with, one scoop contains 5 grams of creatine, which is a decent amount that, you know, it would take you so much more than if you was going to go consume that, right? So would I recommend creatine? What is creatine, right? Creatine is, again, a natural supplement. And how does it work? Creatine provides your body, and specifically your muscle, with its natural energy source known as ATP. ATP increases your performance and gives your body the ability to last longer and exert more force as you are doing intense exercises, right? So, the difference with implementing creatine could be at least like 1 to 2 extra reps. If you are used to benching, let's say 225 for 5, if you were to implement creatine into your diet plan, that will, in a short period of time, maybe possibly, depending on how you start taking it, like they have methods of taking it, like your loading phase and then your maintenance phase, right? Depending on how you consume it, you can increase your rep from 5 to about 7 in like 2-3 weeks, which is phenomenal in your development, especially for a natural supplement, right? How would you take this? So your loading phase, if you have never used creatine, what you want to do is you want to implement it into your system and overload your system with it, because hey, by the way, creatine is good for you in all aspects, not just muscle growth, muscle recovery, strength, and performance, but also creatine has been shown to increase brain cognitivity as well. Your brain need creatine because guess what? Your brain is a muscle. So it helps with memory loss and memory recovery as well. But how you would implement it into your nutrition plan, if you first are just starting, you will have to go through what is called your loading phase. So each scoop of creatine usually consists of 5 grams. For the first week of you ever taking creatine, you want to overload it. So you'll be taking 2 scoops of creatine every single day for 7 days, right? 7 days. That's going to be 10 grams of creatine daily. And you can take this, you can take it in the morning, you can take it in the evening, in the afternoon. You can take 5 grams in the morning, 5 grams in the afternoon, however way you see fit, whatever it's a personal preference thing. But you can, once you get through that first phase and you overload, you will start seeing noticeably difference in the way you train. And then you can drop back down to going 5 grams, which is just 1 scoop daily. But you will need to keep consuming creatine to keep benefiting from its effects, because when you cut off from using it, you'll see some strength loss, and it'll start to go down, but not to the extent where people think, or not in comparison to steroids or drugs. Creatine is a natural supplement. It has been seen to cause the negative aspect of it, and what has, in a small group of people, creatine has been found to create bloating and bloating in the sense like pressure in their stomach, right? So if you fall in that category, then you might want to cut back on how much you're consuming, how much creatine you're consuming. But that was like a very, very small group of people. To put it into perspective, like if we're taking like 1,000 of people, probably like 10 of them, right? But overall, I highly recommend creatine. I use it daily. I use it consistently, and I recommend it to my clients as well. And it's been beneficial throughout my whole fitness career. And I would recommend it to you, regardless of your fitness level as well. Creatine will help you. Next up, we are going to discuss branched chain amino acids, also known as BCAAs. There is a plethora of BCAAs, BCAAs, but we will focus on the three main ones, which is valine, isoleucine, and leucine. Those three amino acids are essential in your muscle recovery and building muscles. What they do is they help stimulate the muscle growth. What they do is they assist in muscle protein synthesis. Muscle protein synthesis, put simply, is just your body converting protein into its own muscles. And those amino acids help in the process, which make them crucial for recovery, maintaining muscle mass over the time period. Now, I take BCAAs as well. And if you notice a trend here, I've given you guys the three building blocks of building muscles and creating a nice, healthy physique. Creatine, protein, branched chain amino acids, BCAAs. I highly recommend those three alone if for everyone, regardless of their fitness level. Not only is the protein the building blocks, the creatine, if we're looking at using the reference as a house, protein is the bricks, creatine is the plaster, right? And the BCAAs is the glue that put everything together. If you want to enhance and increase and expedite your growth, your physique, branched chain amino acids is essential in your recovery process. And regardless of if you're male or female, anyone can take these because your body need them regardless of your gender. And there has been no known side effects to BCAAs. So it's effective, it's natural, and is highly recommended as part of your supplements. Next, we're going to fatty acids. So the omega fatty acids are essential supplements that are not necessarily taken for muscle building, but aid in the recovery process and lower your inflammation process as well. So they're healthy fats that your body need in its overall health and longevity, and I recommend them as well. And this is actually part of my supplement stacks that I use. All right, so just so we're following up, protein, creatine, branched chain amino acids, and omega fatty 3 it's all part of my daily routine. Last but not the least, the supplements that I recommend, vitamin D and calcium. Those are essential to your bone health. Your bone is an organ, believe it or not. It's part of your body and it's very essential in developing a bigger, stronger, and overall healthier body, right? Like I tell you guys all the time, we train for longevity and we train for health. Apart from that, your bone plays an essential role in everything, single thing you do. You cannot do anything with your body without utilizing your bone. So I would highly recommend, if you're not already consuming that in your actual diet, implement some form of calcium and some form of vitamin D into your diet routine. And this is just going to help with your overall bone health, and the denser your bones, the stronger you become. So if you're strength training as well. So overall, in conclusion, guys, these are all the essential supplements that I recommend you guys to take, that I am taking currently myself. And be very mindful when you start going into these other things like the fat burners, the testosterone boosters, and all these other supplements that haven't really been scientifically backed with research. Do your research before you put anything in your body. Obviously, I'm not going to tell you what to do with your body. I can just guide you and provide you with the right information. And everything that I've spoken about is what I would recommend right now. I'm not a physician. I'm giving you this information off my experience over the 15 years, as well as the clients and training soldiers and all the schools and education I've acquired over the years of me training and then me being in the military, right? And learning how to properly train and optimize soldiers for performance. So the good supplements, as I would go over it again, is your foundations, your protein, your creatine, your BCAAs, your fatty acids, and your calcium and vitamin D. Now, those are all you need to start building a nice physique naturally, right? all those other supplements like the fat burners, the testosterone boosters, the drugs and all of that stuff, I would personally leave that alone. Depending on your goals, now I'm not knocking any of those, nor am I speaking and condoning them, but nor am I knocking them as well. That's up to you to decide as you progress throughout your journey. But when it comes to just the basic supplements that you need, those that I've named off will get you there. So with that being said, let's move on to the next stage.